Massachusetts. In this honorable court is now open. Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
March 26, 2026, Court in 2, Lawrence Superior Court. Calling the criminal matter of Commonwealth versus Kelsey Fitzsimmons, 2025, 77 CR 311. Scheduled today for continued jury waive trial. Could counsel please identify themselves?
Good morning, Your Honor. James for the custody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Martha Cooley for the defendant, Kelsey Fitzsimmons.
Good morning. Good morning, Ms. Fitzsimmons.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Timothy Bradle. With me is Ms. Healy. Ms. Hassan, Mr. Leonard.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks. You can have a seat. All right, so you folks ready to proceed?
Yes.
All right. I don't say this for the attorneys who know this, but because the government, the prosecution has the burden, they go last. The defense goes first in their closing. And Mr. Bradle, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. May it please the court.
Yeah.
Counsel, ladies and gentlemen. Your Honor, June 30th, 2025 was the worst day in Kelsey Fitzsimmons' life. Her whole world imploded. Her fiance betrayed her. Her baby was being taken away. She was going to lose her house, her job. It was an incredible confluence of tragedy that was visited upon her that day. That day was about her, and she decided in the midst of what you saw testified to here, she decided to end her life. Patrick Noonan, when he came back up those stairs, Your Honor, walked into a suicide in progress. That gun was nowhere near him. That gun was already pointed at Miss Fitzsimmons' temple by Miss Fitzsimmons. She was a couple steps into the room. Officer Noonan, a gung-ho cop, highly trained, a SWAT guy. He'd already been ginned up all afternoon by the insane, ludicrous statements of Justin Elaine. He had that in his head. He walked in, and like all of us are susceptible to, he made a mistake. He shot too quick. He reacted too quickly. And instantly, he realized that he had to adjust the narrative. And that was easy, to just add 6 words to the equation, Your Honor. He said, words to the effect, she pointed the gun at me. 6 words. What did those words do at that time period? Those words made him the victim. Those words made him the hero. And those words, most important, made him untouchable. Those words were a defense for his future, his life, his reputation, and they were conveyed to a very willing audience. His colleagues, his brothers, his family, the investigators on the case. So that's really what happened here, Your Honor, and it is a tragedy, and it is something that should not result in any further harm to Ms. Fitzsimmons. This should be over. This should be an acquittal, Your Honor. I want to talk to you about a few of the elements that I know you're going to be concerned about. So first thing I want to talk about, Judge, is the lack of motive and the lack of intent. Because when it gets down to brass tacks, I know that you're going to look at the law, you're going to look at the credibility determinations, and you're going to make your judgment. And here, this case fails the Commonwealth ship founders on the rocks of lack of motive and lack of intent. Let's talk about motive. Everything in life is motive. And it's ironic that, us lawyers always say, oh, you don't need to prove motive, but you really kind of do. It's meant not be an element of the crime, but motive is everything in this business, Your Honor. Let's look at the motive or lack of motive. Fitzsimmons and Noonan are colleagues. They have already bonded over shared tragedies, shared experiences. They were okay with each other. They were friends. Kelsey thought well of him, and she thought he thought well of her. She knows he has a family. She knows who his family is. She's not going to harm this guy. She knows, Your Honor, that he didn't do this to her. She knows that Justin Elaine did this to her. And she's probably most important, she's been in those shoes before, serving restraining orders. She knows she's just a messenger. She knows he's just a messenger. This was the worst moment of her life, and she wanted to end her life. And how did she want to do it? She wanted to do it alone. She didn't want to involve these officers because she knew this was a selfish act. She came in here, and ironically, the most credible evidence that came into this case, Your Honor, was from the one person that didn't have to testify. And she came in here and she chose to testify. And she waived her rights and she testified. And she showed, Your Honor, that she's a moral person. She's a caring person. You'll sit down and you'll deliberate, and you'll be drawing the inevitable conclusion that Kelsey Fitzsimmons is a moral person. You have to contrast that with the callous treatment of this case from the other side. Hey, we're going to go serve an order on Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Her ex-fiance got an order on her, on Kelsey. Let's go serve an order. The answer, sounds good. Let's go. Talks to his neighbor. Oh yeah, I'm the shooter. I'm the shooter. She's a whack job. So you have to take these credibility determinations into account. And I know you're a gentleman, but you have to get down to brass tacks on who's who here, Your Honor. What else shows you that she's a moral person? She doesn't want to involve these guys. She's trying to get rid of them. She says, oh, the guns are over here, so she can go where they really are. She keeps trying to give Houston and Noonan baby things to bring downstairs. She's trying to get rid of them. She's trying to get them away from her. She wants to do this on her own. She doesn't want to have some sort of situation where she gets shot by one of her colleagues and friends. It's understandable because she's a moral person. She waits for her chance. She gets to her room. There's a distraction downstairs. She doesn't know what's going on because she's focused on the job she's trying to do here, the tragic, awful thing that she's trying to do to herself. That's how you know she's telling the truth, Your Honor. You saw in the room, and I'll show it to you in a minute, the chest that she got the gun from. It's a chest on the floor. It has one of those pretty substantial lids that you would have to flip up to get the gun, locate the gun, pick the gun out of the 4 guns, and stand up. If Noonan was standing right there in the door frame, that would have never happened. All those events, that little series of events, he would have been able to stop it. He would have stopped it. It tells you that he's down the steps. He was interested in the distraction downstairs. He saw Kelsey folding some baby clothes, getting baby things ready. His attention, it's human nature. His attention was drawn to go back down the stairs. He walked down the stairs 2 or 3 steps, 4 steps, whatever. And Kelsey told you, straight up, that was my chance. And she took it. And she went in the chest. Exhibit 51, Your Honor, I'll show you right now. She went in that chest, flipped up that lid, got the gun, stood up. She told you, again, she's a moral person. She tried to keep the gun concealed. she made the motion like this, Your Honor, where she put the gun like this, and she kind of walked over here because she didn't want the police to see her with a gun. She held the gun to her stomach area. She walked to a clear area, and she put the gun to her head. And that's what I mean when I say Officer Noonan came back up the stairs, and what did he walk into? He didn't walk into some Rambo woman trying to shoot him in the face. He walked into Kelsey, who you now know a little bit from her testimony. He walked into Kelsey's room, and Kelsey had a gun to her head, and he walked into a suicide in progress, Your Honor. And the man that had just been holding her baby, that she chose to hold her baby, that she chose to feed her baby, walked into her suicide in progress. The gun was nowhere near Noonan. There was no threat to Noonan. And the law says that an officer may not use deadly force on someone who is exhibiting a danger only to themselves. And that's offered to Your Honor twofold, in the sense that it shows that this was not a reasonable use of force, and it shows you that his knowledge of that statute, as he said on the stand, gives him a motive to lie. He knows that this is not a good shooting. He knows this is not a clean shooting. And that gives him a motive here, Your Honor. And like all of us, we all make mistakes. He overreacted and he shot. He had the look on his face, panic, flustered, he shot. He had made a mistake by leaving her there, walked down the steps, a few steps, and that gave her the chance. And when he did this, he knew immediately, Your Honor, that he had to adjust the narrative. Filtered through the legal lens, Your Honor, that tells us that Kelsey had no intent. She had no intent to harm Noonan. There's no assault here because she didn't have the intent to do so. As the fact finder, you can consider everything I said about motive, that she lacked any motive to harm this gentleman. In fact, it was the opposite. She thought well of him. She knew Justin did this to her. She had just trusted him with her baby, and she had tried several times to get these officers away from the situation. No intent to harm him, no motive driving her mindset to do so. Reasonable doubt, burden of proof, Your Honor. Where the evidence supports a reasonable and more plausible alternative, and that's shown here by Kelsey's testimony, it cannot be said that the Commonwealth has proven their case beyond a reasonable doubt. There is reasonable doubt. When there are two plausible versions of what happened, that itself is reasonable doubt. The versions themselves, Your Honor, show reasonable doubt. Kelsey's version rings true. Noonan's version is all over the place. Noonan's version is contradicted by the strong consensus of everybody else in the house. Noonan portrays a couple different stories, but if you want to pick one where it's this drawn out potential gun battle, where she's backpedaling, sidestepping, tapping, racking, there's commands going on, that takes time. It takes time for me even to say it. Never mind do it. And that's belied by everything everybody else in the house says. Everyone else says, Kelsey, no, 2 shots in quick succession, bam, bam. That does not fit with what Noonan said happened. So on that alone, Your Honor, as a fact finder, I suggest that your duty is accomplished quickly, because there are two extremely divergent versions of this event. And Noonan's version has changed itself. Noonan's version is inconsistent with who you now know Kelsey is as a person. It's self-serving. And like I said, it makes him untouchable. And when you judge it against everyone in the house, he's the only one with the Rambo story. Everyone else has what Kelsey says. He walks into a suicide in progress. He sees it. He reacts. Kelsey, no. Kelsey, no. Bam, bam. Brain freeze. Mistake. Has to cover it up immediately. What else do we have? When you're a fact finder, Your Honor, you want to look for corroboration. What's the corroboration on either side of this thing? Or lack of corroboration, which is what really it is here. The big one, the big elephant in the room is that this department has no body cameras. We wouldn't even be here if they had body cameras. There's no evidence other than people's words. He said versus she said. That's oftentimes, almost all the time, not a good place to start for the Commonwealth. How many of these guys didn't do reports? What's up with that? Why didn't Trooper Strong put the body camera video on the witness he's interviewing? There's no science. The testimony of everyone else in the house shatters his narrative. Kelsey Fitzsimmons has been blessed. She should be dead 2 times over by her own hand and by the hand of Officer Noonan, who shot too quick. She's blessed. She's here today, and she has a new lease on life. And maybe that's why the investigation is what it is. And maybe that's why Noonan's story is so sloppy, because nobody expected her to be here today to tell her truth. But she is, Your Honor. And as the fact finder, I want to respectfully ask you to consider the evidence, consider the lack of motive, the lack of intent, the inconsistencies. The credibility contest is firmly in her camp. She came in here and she told you what happened. Unvarnished truth. And I ask you to find her not guilty. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes.
My name?
Yes.
Every piece of credible evidence in this case proves one thing, that she's guilty. All the testimony, the scientific evidence, the physical evidence, the demonstrative evidence, everything points to one conclusion: she is guilty. Even her own testimony proves she's guilty. because it's impossible to have happened the way she said it. It is scientifically, mechanically impossible for it to happen the way she said it. Her story is that she grabbed a gun, put it to her head, pulled the trigger, and it clicked. The chamber was empty. That's what her story is. And that's what Officer Noonan's story is, too. She pulled the trigger, click, nothing came out. There wasn't a round in the chamber. She even said, she told everybody how stupid I am. I tried to kill myself with an empty gun. But what do we know about the gun? What do we know about her gun? Because after she went to the floor, Lieutenant Davey picked it up, put it on the bed. Officer Noonan picked it up and put it on the table. And then Officer Kaur came in the room. And what happened then? Officer Noonan said, secure that gun, make it safe. And so what did he do? He took the gun, he found that black box, the safe. He made sure that was empty. He turned it over. He pulled out the magazine that you can see right here. He opened the chamber, and there was a round in the chamber. He dumped it out into this safe and put the firearm in there. And then they stood watch on that until State Trooper Bonasara took it back in the lab. That magazine that you have in evidence contains 16 rounds. It was a 17-round capacity gun. It contained 16 rounds, plus the one that was in the chamber. 17 rounds. As we know, there are only two ways to get a bullet into the chamber. One is if there's already a bullet in the chamber, someone pulls the trigger, a bullet comes out, the casing comes out, the chamber's open, the spring allows another bullet to come out. That's one way, and we know that didn't happen here. The gun didn't fire because the chamber was empty. The only way a bullet gets in this chamber, other than that way, is if someone racks the gun. She said she didn't rack the gun, but there was a bullet in the chamber. She did rack the gun. What did Officer Noonan say? She pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. She stepped back, tap racked, tried again, didn't do it. Tap racked again, pulled it, and that's when he fired. She put a round in that chamber. That's the only way it got there. Her story can't be true. She got up on that stand and she lied to you. It's scientifically and physically impossible for her story to have happened the way she said it. That's what the evidence shows. But she didn't just lie to you then. She lied again. She lied at the scene about where the guns were. And she admitted that, and I understand that, right? And she said she lied to the police because she decided to kill herself. But when did she say she said that? They had been to the house. They had talked to her, according to her. She now started contemplating all of the ramifications of what's going to happen to her. Because she's losing her life, her job, her son is being taken away, all of these things. And so she's going that over her head. And then minutes later, as she's walking through the house, she says, my gun's in the basement. Because that's the time she made the decision to kill herself. Later on. And we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie because what was one of the first things they asked her when they went to that house? They asked her to put the baby down because they were concerned for the baby, told her the restraining order, what the parameters were, and asked her where your guns are. when she was still sitting on the sofa. They weren't waiting to ask that question until she was already walking around the house. No way. And what did she say there? They're in the basement. And we know she said it there before she moved around the house, which is untrue, because her friend, Officer Houston, who was invited to her wedding, says it also. He says, Sergeant Daly asked. And then remember what he said? He said, I was in the living room, she was sitting down, and then I saw a gun case on the other sofa. And so I opened it up to see. And she said again, I already told you the guns are in the basement. Now, why at that point did she say that? We don't know. She didn't tell us, because she lied to us about why she said it later, because we know she didn't say it later. So she lied again. You can't trust her. She also lied about knowing that her mom was in the house. She was upstairs. The officer, Noonan, I think it was, Noonan heard an older woman's voice down there and said, who is that? She says, I have no idea. She doesn't know her own mother's voice, her best friend that she just talked to come to the house. And she said she didn't know whose voice it was. Another lie. She said on the stand yesterday that she didn't know Justin was in the house. And we know that's a lie too, because what happened when the three of them were upstairs? It's Noonan, it's Houston, and it's the defendant. She hears him downstairs. Houston hears him downstairs, and she says, keep him away from me. I don't want him in my house, or something to that effect. And that's when Houston went down to make sure he wasn't coming up and went to the basement. She knew he was in the house. She absolutely did, and she lied to you when she said she didn't yesterday. And you know what else she lied about? Something so simple, but it shows who she is. The restraining order. She said, the restraining order was taking my dog away. It says it. It doesn't say that. Nothing about the dog in there. I could go on about the lies, but I want to talk about the credible evidence. The credible evidence in this case. When Lieutenant Daly got a call, actually got a visit from Justin Elaine when he was in the lobby of the PD. And Justin told him he got a 209A against Kelsey Fitzsimmons. And Detective Daly knew that she had been sectioned before, that she had guns, that they were taking the child away from her for a period of time. And so what did he do? He called Officer Houston. He asked Houston to call Daly to meet up. And why did he say he did that? He said because those two are cool, calm, and collected. They don't panic. They keep things calm. That's what he said. And that's why when he called Houston, he said, can you call Daly? We got to do this. And so he wants you to believe, defense counsel, that Pat Noonan was cavalier about, oh, okay, sounds good, we have to serve a restraining order. But that's not what happened. He was mischaracterizing it, and I hope you remember, in the grand jury minutes, because Houston had called Pat and said, hey, we got to serve an order, can you meet me by the school? Pat said, sounds good. It wasn't until he got over there, it wasn't until Lieutenant Daly was there that they learned really what they were going to do. And they went over there. And defense counsel asked Daly, you guys were cavalier about it, you knew her, weren't worried about the guns, all this stuff. And Lieutenant Daly said, no. No. His quote was, we had an increased level of diligence. Everyone was more on point because they did know what they were walking into. They did know. They did know that she had been sectioned before. They did know there was going to be a baby in the house. They did know that she had guns. They did know at that point that she had parked her car far away. This is all going to what they were thinking at that point. They did know all those things. And they did know Justin's concerns. He said, according to Lieutenant Daly, I'm worried she's going to kill the baby, kill herself, and kill someone else. So that's what they were thinking when they went into this house. That's the credible evidence when they went in there. And what did they do when they went in there? They sat her down, and they allowed her, or maybe they asked her, I can't remember, to go around and get some stuff for the baby because she knew Justin was coming to get the baby. And they were in her pocket the whole time. They followed her around the house, at least two of them, while she did that. And you know that because even Officer Houston said, I was in her pocket. We went into the kitchen, and I noticed there were butcher blocks with knives on it, with knives in it. And they were concerned. There was no chance they were leaving her alone. No chance they were leaving her alone. Officer Newman. Officer Newman. All of the testimony that you've heard about Officer Newman, even from the defendant, he's a gentleman, he's experienced, he is by the book, and his training and experience starting in the military, through boot camp, through security forces school, security forces squadron, with all the training he had, and Humvees and helicopters, and the SWAT team, 2 times a month training, clearing rooms, clearing buildings, hostage situations, missing persons, shoot, no shoot scenarios, twice a month, and a 40-hour block every year. For over a decade, he did that. And he moved to Lawrence, as far as the department goes, because it was busier, and he had more experience. He was cool, calm, and collected. There's no doubt about that. And to say when they're upstairs, and he walks away and leaves her alone because he heard a commotion that Officer Houston was going to attend to, is a joke. It really is. Now, how do you know they were going by the book at that point? And how do you know they were vigilant? Because they followed around everywhere. Because both Houston and Officer Noonan said she kept handing us things, and we kept putting them down. We wanted our hands free. Because they were ready for whatever happened. Hoping nothing did, but ready for whatever happened. So at some point, Houston and Noonan are upstairs, and the defendant goes into her room. And she hears Justin. And Houston goes down to keep the peace to make sure he's there. And Officer Noonan is watching her. He's watching her. And she's on one knee. And she lunges, and she disappears. And she emerges with this, pointing at him like she is trained to do. Click at his face. And what does he see next? He draws his weapon, and he says, his testimony, it kind of slowed down. The whole thing took maybe 4 seconds, maybe even 3.5 seconds. His training has kicked in. His experience has kicked in. It was a surprise to him, certainly, because she got the drop on. And why did she do this? Who knows? Maybe he's right. Maybe she was going through him to get to Justin. Maybe she was just so upset she was going to shoot anybody in front of her. Maybe she wanted him to shoot her. We don't know because she lied about it. We don't know. But the fact is, she started to shake, she started to tremble, and she lunged for the gun that he couldn't see. And what happened after she flipped? She stepped back, and now he knows, based on his training experience and the clip, there is not a round in the chamber. He knows that, and so he doesn't shoot. According to the defendant's testimony, he had every right to shoot at that point. And you know what? He actually did. He had a right to shoot her at that point. If you point a gun at a cop and pull the trigger, they get to shoot. But he didn't. Because he was controlled and disciplined. That's the way his career went. And so she steps back, tap rack, and tries to do it. He doesn't shoot her then. And what's he doing at this point? Kelsey, no. Kelsey, no. Because he knows the threat isn't there, really, because there still wasn't one in the chamber. Kelsey, no. Kelsey, no. He is being disciplined like we wish every police officer, every law enforcement agent in this country was. He should be applauded for his actions on that day. Tap rack again. Now he knows one's in the chamber. Threat's on. She starts to raise it, and he shoots. He shoots twice to stop the threat. He stopped shooting when the threat was neutralized. Defense counsel, during his cross-examination, well, you would have unloaded her gun. He goes, no, that's not what you do. You shoot until the threat is neutralized. She was now down on the ground. But his training and experience are still taking over at this point, because what does he do? He still has his gun on her, because the gun's still there. You can't see it. Lieutenant Daly comes in, Lieutenant Houston comes up, and what does Officer Houston say that he sees when he comes upstairs? That Officer Noonan is standing there with the gun low and ready. His training is still taking place. He's still doing what he was trained to do. The gun is put on the bed. He's calm and collected. He takes the gun and moves it away so people are safe. He's deliberate in those actions. When it's away from her, he starts to tend to her. Officer Core comes in, and he asks Officer Core to make the gun safe. He's cool, calm, and collected. That's what Lieutenant Daly expected, and that's what he was. He didn't make a mistake. That's what the credible evidence shows. And what did he say to Officer Houston after? And this just goes to state of mind, I know. That she pointed the gun at me, and it clicked. And she tried to rack him up. Immediately after, this wasn't him saving his hide or protecting himself. Seconds after this happened, that's what he said. Every piece of credible evidence points to the unmistakable fact that she is guilty. Every piece of physical evidence, scientific evidence, mechanical evidence, every piece of testimony from Daly to Houston to Tor, even Lauren Page, the mother, even the defendant corroborates what Officer Newman says. Every piece. Your Honor, I would suggest to you there is only one fair and just verdict in this case, and that is guilty. Thank you.
Moving for sidebar.
I'd like to speak with counsel anyway at sidebar for scheduling purposes.
Hey guys. Sorry, I gave like no warning that I was even coming on. But yeah, so we're joining the Grift. We're joining the Chelsea Grift. And we've had Jen in here, my girl Jen, from the very start. So happy to see you. And then we had Dana join in for a little bit. And now we've got, oh, and then Kit Kat. Yep, joining that Grift. I'm seeing what all of my other colleagues of the YouTube streets are doing. And Greg's letting us know we're on sidebar. Come to the side where the bar is. Yeah, so I was getting things done around the house too, and that's what's cool is you can just, I'm seeing how this game gets played, you know, like you can put on a live stream of somebody else's and go about your business around your house. You don't have to be like trapped here, sitting here. And then I take my phone along with me, and so I get to like also chat with you. Fun stuff. Let's go see the commentators, what they've been posting about this. So 3 minutes ago, we had a journalist by the name of Dr. Turtleboy in the court room, and he writes, the courtroom is filled with cops, including Noonan, who is seated. Yeah, he's like seated right behind Chelsea. Front row, away from Kelsey's father. In the front row, away from Kelsey's father. And Attorney Bettero's there. Officer Houston is also in the courtroom. So it's just everybody. Like everybody's there. What else is he saying? Yeah, I guess just the prosecutor just rambling on about an amazing cop that Noonan is. My surprise is, but I mean, opening statements and closing or opening arguments, closing arguments, statements, arguments. They don't need to have evidence to follow up. And since nobody did provide the affidavit, or even like the restraining order, I haven't seen it. I've heard through the YouTube streets, which I obviously have not plowed very well because I would have had this information, that people do have it. And they're saying that I don't know, I guess the dog wasn't on it because the ADA, how do you even say Gubistosi? I don't know. He's saying the dog wasn't on the restraining order. So I don't know how I feel about that. Because that one pulled at like basically all the dog lovers' heartstrings yesterday when Kelsey said that on the stand. And Jen says, Essie, it took me 3 times to finally finish your last live. Busy schedule. It was my favorite. Oh, and it makes me want more neighbors like you in my neighborhood. Well, thank you. All right. They're coming back.
While you folks are returning, the council are returning to council table, I'm just going to, we went to sidebar for two reasons. One was Mr. Bradel has a series of objections that he'd like to lodge about the Commonwealth's closing, which I'm going to give you an opportunity to do in open court with the Commonwealth in open court responding. And also I went over the schedule. So as I told counsel, my intention is to take as long of a period of time as I need to reach a verdict, provide the court staff and counsel with 30 minutes notice, and come out and announce my verdict, some of my reasoning here in public, and whatever time that works. In other words, if it's during our traditional lunch break, so be it. You folks will have a half-hour notice, which means that you'll be able to go and have coffee or lunch or whatever, as long as you can get back here. All right, so that's how we've worked that out. We also discussed at sidebar the fact that in a jury trial, we never provide the jurors with ammunition and a firearm, even with the trigger block at the same time. So my intention is that Mr. Ruane, our assistant clerk, will keep possession of the ammunition, and the firearm will come back in chambers with me along with the other exhibits. When and if I need the ammunition, will be switched out. All right. Okay. Globally, have I discussed have I said in open court what we discussed?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Bradel, I'll hear you on the objections.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So Judge, traditionally we do this at sidebar, but as you mentioned, we don't have a fact finder here that we need to talk off to the side to. So in open court, I'm happy to do this. Sure. Yep, I'll go back over everything I said at sidebar, Your Honor. Judge, the first objections I have to counsel's closing argument center on ballistics issues. The first part is that counsel picked up the gun and used it 3 times. Prior to that, counsel provided what I would consider to be expert testimony on the operation of the gun. I think it exceeded the scope of what Detective Bonasaro talked about. He said that it had to be a scientific certainty that this gun was racked by Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Mischaracterizes the defense position that we're not saying necessarily that it did or didn't happen. We said that Kelsey Fitzsimmons didn't rack the firearm, and we have a completely different version of events. So no one's saying that it didn't happen. We're saying that Kelsey didn't do it, and to characterize it like, you know, that it had to be racked by Kelsey Fitzsimmons is not fair argument, and it mischaracterizes the state of the evidence. The second objection relative to ballistics, Your Honor, is that counsel was acting out. I believe it was the second time he picked up the firearm. Counsel was acting out on Noonan's story that Ms. Fitzsimmons had accessed the firearm from the chest and picked it up to point it at Noonan's face. And on Noonan's testimony, she just pulled the trigger and it clicked. Counsel's acting it out. Prior to pulling the trigger, counsel racked the firearm and then pulled the trigger. And that's not what happened on even Noonan's testimony.
I'm happy to allow you to make a record, but the fact that there's 2 different versions of what folks testified about is fair game. What the issue right now is whether the Commonwealth argued items that were not in evidence or attempted to draw inferences from items that were not in evidence. So the disagreement about the racking is just not before me.
Well, that's why I bring it up, though, Judge, because this racking issue has been brought up to the forefront, and he did something that is not part of the evidence. No one says that she racked the gun before the first shot, and that's what he did when he acted it out. So that's why it's a mischaracterization. I'll just rely on Your Honor's discretion.
That's not what Mr. Kubatosi did, though.
I did see him rack the firearm before he fired the second shot. He did it the second time, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm having trouble understanding. Again,
it's just that when you act out the testimony, you have to do it accurately, and he didn't.
I'm going to say this in open court, and it won't be the last time I say it. Whether or not Officer Noonan exercised reasonable use of deadly force is not before me. That is not my decision.
I agree with you, and I say it on credibility.
And hold on, and whether the North Andover Police Department followed procedure in executing, serving this restraining order is not before me. Child custody is not before me. All right, visitation is not before me. What's before me is, has the Commonwealth proved beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant pointed that firearm for any perceptible amount of time at Officer Noonan? Okay, so all of this is just not helpful.
And I offer it on credibility, though, Your Honor.
Okay.
Also, the Commonwealth said that on the scene, Ms. Fitzsimmons didn't say part of her story there, so therefore she's making it up. And whenever the Commonwealth tries to argue that somebody, a defendant, didn't say something, that's very dangerous ground for the Commonwealth, Your Honor, that the defendant is under no burden whatsoever to say anything, Your Honor. And here to suggest that she's lying because she didn't say part of her story when she's shot in the chest at the scene is unfair argument, but it also violates her right to remain silent. And it's an intrusion on that, so I would object to that. I ask you not to consider that, Your Honor.
Except that, Mr. Bradle, she waived her right to remain silent, right? She testified. So
at the scene, though, Judge.
Isn't it fair game for the Commonwealth to discuss the testimony that your client offered?
The testimony, yes, but he's saying that at the scene, she didn't say XYZ when she didn't have to say XYZ at the scene. And that's, you know, the Commonwealth can only argue that when a defendant makes a comprehensive statement and leaves something out.
Why'd they go off? What happened? Okay. Is that happening for everybody's stream? Someone pulled the plug. Plug it back in. Someone tripped over a cord.
To my client that she wanted to kill someone else, which didn't happen. That was not the statement. So that's a very important, very dangerous, very unfair, very prejudicial misrepresentation of what was attributed to Justin Elaine in the lobby. She never said anything about killing someone else. He didn't even he didn't say that she said that. So I ask you to strike that and not consider it. And the last thing, Judge, about lying about the dog on the restraining order, Your Honor, that trying to take her dog. And it is in the complaint to the restraining order by Justin Elaine.
I know he's trying to do a second closing, but the evidence is what the evidence is.
Yeah, but Judge, you can't say, when you have the discovery on the point, you can't say that something is a lie when you have the papers that show it's not a lie. And the box was checked in the complaint to get her dog. So that's a mischaracterization of the evidence that needs to be
he called her a liar.
And that's my last point. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
From my perspective, with all due respect to Mr. Bradle, who's done a terrific job advocating for his client, I view that as nothing more than a rebuttal to the Commonwealth's closing. So I'll give you a few minutes to rebut these things. Let me say this, though. I don't believe that there was any evidence before me that Miss Fitzsimmons was sectioned previously. I think that the way I view the evidence is that this is what the police believed. It was part of their state of mind in serving it. But I'm at a loss frankly, that, in other words, what I'm saying, Mr. Bradel, is out of all the items that you argued about the Commonwealth purportedly arguing something not in evidence, this sectioning, alleged sectioning that happened prior to this, there's no evidence of that before me. There's mention of it, and it goes to the officer's state of mind. So, and that's all that in fairness, that's all that you argued, Mr. Gubitosi. But I guess what I was getting at is if there was anything at all that came close, that would have been it. But Mr. Gubitosi, I'll give you a few minutes for your rebuttal to the rebuttal.
I don't think I trust you to have sifted through what's relevant, what's not relevant. The evidence is what the evidence is. Closings are not evidence. I would suggest to you that, yes, I do need to be heard, that I argue the evidence that came from the witness stand and from the exhibits to Rubanasaro absolutely describe the ways that a firearm works and how a round gets into the chamber, and I limited my explanation of that to what he described and the like. I don't need to make a second closing. Thank you.
You just did that.
I'm a lawyer.
Okay, I respect that on both sides. All right, so at this point, why don't we, I said that I was going to step off for the gathering of the evidence. Let me not do that. I'd like the council to just make sure that all the evidence, the exhibits are in order. You'll note your contentment on both sides. If you folks can take a look at the verdict form as well, I don't know if you already have. It's not complicated, but do you want, Mr. Bradel, have you seen the verdict form?
No.
All right, so why don't you, officer, do you mind? Officer.
Commonwealth is content with that.
Same.
All right, content with the verdict form, but we're still working on the exhibits.
Yeah,
right?
we'll take it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. The woman that was just on camera next to Noonan, black hair, who is she? Because she's just like chewing away with her gum. If we were in Norfolk Superior, immediately, court officer, right in your face, give me your gum. Give me your gum. I guess they're more lax there. But take out your gum, girl. Come on. Tic Tacs all day long. Yeah. Go back to the gallery. Go that way. Let's spy. Take a peek. Go that way. No, don't want to. All right. Well, there was a box.
I just was checking with our
For a dog, I
about
guess.
the availability of this courtroom this afternoon, so that we're checking on that.
Availability of courtroom. They're checking on. So there was a box to check, and Justin checked the box, I guess, for any pets in the house to be removed as well. Check that box. So ADA prosecutor trying to call Kelsey a liar face. She didn't lie. Why would she even lie about that? Like, that really stuck with her. That sticks with anybody that has a pet, especially a dog, that they basically kind of lean on.
ADA Gubitosi on behalf of the Commonwealth, is the Commonwealth content with the exhibits?
Yes.
Attorney Bradel on behalf of the defendant, is the defendant content with the exhibits?
Yes.
And that would be for both of you, exhibits number 1 through 98. correct?
Plus the chalk, Mr. Clerk.
Yes, and the jury instruction.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not 98, I thought we had, weren't there 100 exhibits?
No, 90.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, okay.
We got a lot of not guilties in the
So, and
comment
Mr.
section.
Wayne, I think it makes sense, as in a jury trial, for you to swear our court officers in.
Could you all raise your right hands? Do you solemnly swear that you will keep the court in some convenient place until he has agreed that you will not suffer any person to speak to him, nor speak to him yourselves, unless by order of the court, or to ask him if he has agreed? And when he has agreed, you will return him into court unless the court shall otherwise order, so help you God.
I do.
All right, we will stand in recess for my deliberation.
All rise, please.
Stand in recess for deliberations. Really hard to tell. It's hard to tell how long he'll take. I mean, does he already have an outline of what he's going to write? Is he just going to start fresh? I feel like he understands that there's a spotlight on this, and some judges want to take advantage of that spotlight to show, I don't know, maybe show their experience, show their just, I don't know, show off, I guess. I don't know. All right, we don't need to look at that. I removed myself. I'll keep it backstage. We'll check on it. Make sure you don't miss anything cool. But, oi! Well, shortest closing arguments I've ever listened to. But yeah, like when the prosecutor even said, like, referring to Noonan, that he should be applauded for his actions. Could you imagine sitting there, like being Kelsey, hearing that, like, a prosecutor, like a man standing up there, like, is saying that the man that tried to, like, basically take you out, take your life, should be applauded. Hoy. Also, while we're waiting, everybody heard about the state trooper that there was allegations in RO on her and her husband, that the boy that they adopted put or filed sexual assault allegations. Again, we had Aiden, because you got to give it to him. He broke the story first. He has now provided more information on that. So we might as well read it. I'll read it right from X as well. Let's go pop on over to there. So yeah, he's going to give a 30-minute warning. So we'll keep an eye on anything. I'll keep an eye on stuff on any type of social media that will let us know things are coming back. Yes, so 15 minutes ago, Aiden Carney, Dr. Turtleboy shares Plymouth police officer Samantha Pellrine has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated rape of a child with force. There are specific dates listed, 10/1/2019 and 11/20/2019. This backs up the tip I received from a source that there are time-stamped videos of the assaults of the victim, who was 14 on those dates. She also has a charge of statutory rape from an alleged incident on 12/1/2019. No chance she skates. She's fucked. We know where that comes from. And here's the charging docs. Charge 1, rape of a child with force, with the date. Charge 2, am I supposed to be saying grape? Grape of a child with force, with the date. All 3 felonies. And there is video. They filmed it. Are you kidding me? No. Multiple videos of the alleged assaults. They reportedly made sex videos. And I read, like, this guy attends church. Was that his cover up? Just when you think you're going to church with God-fearing people that would never do such things, but they do. I mean, what am I talking about? We have priests that rape children. Grape. And I can't stop shaking my head. She's reportedly 8 weeks pregnant. Yeah, she didn't have a child of her own, right? Her husband, the daughter, the little girl in the picture with her face blurred. That was her husband or boyfriend. Are they married? I don't even know if I want to know this. That's the thing. Like, put me back in my bubble. Oh. How you guys doing? Oh, Karen's here. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. Hello. Member! My first member is Karen. Of course it is. That is so fitting. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. My first Mighty Duck. Woo! Karen, you just made my day. Made my day. Made my week. Possibly, maybe my month. I mean, the month's almost over, but to have you be a member means so much. Yes, I am quirky. 100%. There's no shame I have no shame in whatever I say or do. I may go, did I just say that? That's pretty, that'll be held against me maybe one day, but don't care. As long as I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not doing it at anybody else's expense. I'm making fun of myself. You don't have X, so you don't know anything about this case. Whew. Wow. How would you even summarize this? It's tough to even summarize. I mean, you can't, if like what the judge is saying, you don't want to bring up like, the stuff involving Justin and their relationship and past allegations. It basically comes down to, was her taking of the gun, her gun, was that going to be used to take out her own life? Was that her intentions? Or were her intentions to shoot the police officer that was there in the door frame, Noonan? So her charge is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And so is she guilty or not guilty of that? Did she go up there in that bedroom with intentions of harming somebody else or harming herself? Right? Am I right here? I don't know. But there is a whole plethora of other shit going on too. But a lot of that, yes, the Kelsey case. A lot of that. Oh, the one that I was just reading? Dude, sorry. All right, so the one that I was just reading, that's all brand new. Yeah, and this was a story that Aiden Carney, Turtle Boy, broke. I mean, it first began with other news medias getting word that, a state trooper was on leave. I guess not even on pay. What is that even called? No, my bad. I got confused. But yeah, you know what? Let's just, here we go. So this was an hour ago. As first reported by award-winning journalist A. Timothy Carney. That's his true crime name. Aiden Carney's true crime, Dr. Turtleboy's true crime name, A. Timothy Carney. Dan Fornend and his Plymouth police officer. I keep saying state trooper. I am wrong. She is only just a Plymouth police officer. And I no disrespect by saying only. She is a police officer of Plymouth. Okay. His wife, so they are married, Sam Perlin. She is the Plymouth police officer. Were accused by their adopted son of years of CSA, which is child sexual assault. This morning they were arrested and will be arraigned in Plymouth District Court. Police sources tell me that this is a slam dunk case because there's video evidence. Yes. So from the beginning, it was that she was just placed, the Plymouth police officer was placed on leave, unpaid leave, I believe. And they weren't giving out why until a source, very, very reliable source, brought the news to Turtle Boy. And then he wrote an article, and I guess all the other media outlets got the information from him, or, I don't even really know. This is all alleged. But then Aiden wrote his article that the reason why she was put on unpaid leave is because the adopted son filed charges of CSA. So this is an ongoing, right happening now story. Real time is how they say it. Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough one. And they're being arraigned today. I don't know if they'll be, of course, That's huge. There's got to be media covering that. So we'll see them either walking in or walking out, or I'm sure even being arraigned. They're allowed in the courthouse for that. But then again, this is charges of child SA. So, you know, I'm just like you and me. I'm just the public, just coming to you with what I hear. So, but yeah, we're Thursday. We're on Thursday, guys. And the reason why I am live is because tomorrow I have a girls' lunch. And so I'll be skedaddling out and won't be able to go live. So I'm doing it today to keep myself accountable for keeping on my schedule of streaming 3 times a week. Usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but today is an exception. All right. I wanted to go to oh God. I don't even want to fight with people on X right now, but I'm going to. So bear with me, but let's head on over to this guy. This guy. Because he is coming. He's coming for Aiden. Barry Lewis. So someone wrote to me, looks like she lied about that. Nope. It wasn't written, right? It wasn't written in the affidavit about the dog. Sorry, you guys are probably like, what the fuck is she even talking about? Nope. It wasn't written. It was checked off in who even is this account? Cowboy Fan 105D. She didn't lie. Trying to call Chelsea. Kelsey. Why does my brain do that? Rude. Thank you. It's always good to just catch a good lunch with your girlfriends. Nope, wasn't written. It was checked off. She didn't lie. And I don't want to argue with you because you are not worth it. I don't even know who you are. But yet, look at you with a picture of your dog. All right. Since we have some time, let's do a little. Oh, where's all my thingies? Media. Oh, where's all my medias? Hello? I don't have all my toys on the end, on the side. Huh. Is it because I just did this really fast and didn't set up everything? That's very odd. I don't like that. I don't have any toys to play with you guys with. No cool clips, no videos, no songs. Rude. Oh, well. Well, this is hold on. Stop sharing first. This is Barry Lewis Abuse Corner. Who is Barry Lewis, you ask? I don't know, but apparently he wants us all to know who he is. Barry Lewis is a man in his late 40s, might even be pushing 50, living in Florida, inserted himself in everything Free Karen Reed on X, formerly known as Twitter, acts as if he knows everybody personally, just butts himself into everybody's business, swoops in as if he knows everything about everything, especially when it comes to FBI, MSP, and court laws and all this jumbo jimbo. And gets in everybody's DMs. And he will copy and paste all of the posts he makes into DMs. He spams the DMs to make it seem like I just wrote something so fucking important. You need to get your ass over to my account and read it. Then like it. Then maybe comment. That's called phishing. That's X phishing. And I don't like it. So, and if you don't agree with him, he will act as if you're the dumbest person he's ever known and that he is smarter than everybody else. And then he will harass you, accuse you of being a million sock accounts, alt accounts, whatever, troll accounts. He will do his best to make everybody else think that they agree with him, blah, 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 blah. That's Barry Lewis in his own nutshell. Yeah, you're a nut, Barry, and you know it. You're just like playing one big freaking weird game with everybody. Not cool, Barry. So, let's go to a voice note because, yeah. Sounds like a miserable place. Yeah, Barry's nutshell that he is in. It's his own personal hell, I believe. But he seems to like it in there. He's just so comfy, cozy, and he's even said it before on a spaces that I was on with him, where I was trying to be pretty respectful, but he just was like, "You are gaslighting me." These words that everybody just throws around everywhere when they think they actually know what they mean, but whatevs. All right. What fun voice note do we have to share with my mighty, mighty ducks today? Ooh. We have a 3-minute and 27-second voice note. Are you guys down for this? Trigger motherfucking warning. This one's long. So I should always give a trigger warning when it has to do with Barry, because he'll make your skin crawl. And if you are a person that has a past or still dealing with verbal abuse, you might not want to listen to this. This is verbal abuse, up, down, left, right, all around. And this is what I was subjected to by just trying to be an ear, give advice. I'm not even going to use the word friend because I didn't even know him, but I thought he was a good seed. But Yeah. It is. It's Housewives of Twitter. And Barry wants to be one of the house men. But guess what? They always lose in the end. Don't they? The husbands of the housewives, a lot of them end up getting divorced. One of them actually committed suicide. I just made up that word and it sounded offensive. I'm sorry. Taking their own life. Never good. I mean, you got to have a solid marriage or relationship if you're ever going to sign up for one of those reality shows. All right. Strap on in. We've got 3 minutes and 27 seconds. If you want to tune out, tune out. If not, here we go.
Do we need to rehash your behavior at the courthouse and how you treat people?
Okay.
Do we?
Sure.
Are you that dense?
Dense.
Are you that dumb?
Dumb.
Your behavior at the courthouse is why the account was set up and put out the way it was. Are you that dense?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You went to, what, Dean College? So you're not particularly bright.
See? Yo, Barry. All right. I could understand if you're like, what, did you only get your high school education? Still, even just saying that, like, the balls. You're not particularly bright. Where'd you go to Dean College? Sir, let's unpack this, shall we? Yeah, I went to college and I got my bachelor's degree. I'm not particularly bright. Yeah, I mean, from what Barry says, I guess Nan was saying that I'm dumb too, but didn't hear it from her own mouth, or I didn't see any evidence of it in a text or anything. It's just Barry saying it. So I'm not going to really put too much into that. But I mean, that's what I mean. All right, let's see. We had Boston Mike call me dumb. I'm sure others have called me dumb too. For me, myself, I think I've done pretty fucking well in life. I didn't get to where I am being dumb. I know my weaknesses. I hate math, can't do math. Nope. Dumb though? Can you take a look around? Just take a look around. Where am I, Barry? Sir. Married. Son. Or child, whatever. Living in Boston proper. Listen, I am not even going to go down this road about this stuff because it's gross. I just got ew. When I just said all those things, ew, gross. But seriously, if you look around at the people that are the ones that are making judgments on others people's lives and coming after certain people, would you just look at the lifestyle differences? Who would you want to get advice and listen to when it comes to making choices in their lives? A man living in Boston, a man living in Florida man, harassing people, sending voice notes to complete strangers just as such. And then just the rest of his freaking X account too. Do you want to listen and follow that man? Or would you like to take, I don't know, some advice from somebody that is pretty fucking proud of where she's come in her life? I didn't think I'd be here. I went through a really, really hard, like really depressed time in my life. And it all began at Dean College. My father was very, very sick. He needed a liver transplant, and he was on the liver transplant for a very long time. And never in my wildest, weirdest, nightmarish dreams did I ever think my father would die. To me, he was indestructible. To me, he would always be here. Even when he was sick, even when he was on the liver transplant, I was like, he's going to make it through. That's my dad. Like, he's meant to be here through my whole life. And that's how it's going to be. There's no way. I mean, I was, I think 17 when he first got sick, and then 18, like liver transplant list, blah, blah, blah. And you just thought like, these are the next steps. And he had a beeper with him all the time. And we expected like that beeper to go off that you have a liver. And life is also happening at the same time. Graduated high school. I got a scholarship, earned a scholarship to Dean College. And it was in my same town. So with my father being sick, practically dying, and I didn't know it. He was dying before us. His liver was failing him. Your dad's in hospice right now. I am so sorry, Jen. It's the worst. And your mom, we are not crying today, guys. Wow. 2 years ago, and I bet it feels like yesterday. Lung disease. And yay, Kristen. Oh, you two are connected. Jen and Kristen. Holy shit. Yeah. And my father never got to meet my son. Oh, that one hits. That one hits. Because I knew his biggest joy was to be a grandfather. He would have killed it being a grandfather. My dad. Oh, God. But yeah, so Barry Lewis, I got a scholarship to Dean College. I earned it. And it was in the same town, so I got to have no regrets about spending the last year of my father's life. Yeah, here comes the tears. It's coming. No regrets at all. If I went away to college, I would have missed out on a lot. And talking to him about how my life was going to go, possibly. But yet I was still like, you're not going anywhere. Like, it wasn't computing. I wasn't processing it. And he loved my boyfriend at the time. And he just knew. He was like, oh, this is who you're going to marry. I'm picturing you guys, like, because we were in the process of moving in together. And yeah. It's a good day to cry. Because yeah, I mean, these emotions are they're still present, you know, especially when you say these things out loud. When you hear yourself saying them, it takes a different feeling, because you're also I'm being pretty vulnerable right now talking about this to complete strangers. But yeah, it was a 4-year college for the program I was enrolled in, which was the Dean's School of Dance. And how lucky was I to continue on doing something that I was so passionate about. And that's what I got the scholarship in, is I participated in a pageant. And I won for physical fitness and for talent. And I got scholarships in there. I didn't take the big crown. No, my grades weren't that great. So it was, what do they even call it? It's like a junior miss type pageant. But I kicked ass in the physical fitness and the talent. So there you go. And I got the scholarships that way. And it was just my path to go. It was kind of just meant to be. And I jumped on it, and I got to still be with my boyfriend. I didn't have to go away to college and do that whole thing of like trying to do long distance relationship. And he was my rock throughout all of it too. Like, but you know, my dad did pass my sophomore year. And I really didn't want to continue in college. Because the boyfriend and I didn't last either. He got the taste of owning his own place, and he wanted to party. And I get it. I was his girlfriend from high school, and he was still young. He wasn't ready to settle down. I mean, for me to even think that and to put that pressure on somebody too, like, sow your wild oats, kid. Put some more notches on your belt. You've got your bachelor pad. So, but at that time, that's not how I felt at all. I was like, this is the man my father approved of. They were close. You know, I feel like I've already told this story on the stream, and Barry just brought it back. But yeah, after the breakup is when everything hit. Moved back in with my mom. I did end up getting my own apartment as well. Oh, and that's the other thing. There was a class action suit because of the wrongful death of my father. So you give that to a grieving daughter at 20, 21 years old. It was bury all those feelings down. Fill it with materialistic things. Money, 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 money. So I buried all of that down for a while, and I had some fun. I bought the sports car. I went on trips. I did a meet and greet with Jessica Simpson for her birthday. Like, we were on TV for it. Because we were on stage for her concert. I mean, anything that you could buy and fill the void of not having your father or your boyfriend, I was filling it. I wasn't taking anybody's advice at all. There was no save that money. Oh, you could use it for a down payment on a house, invest it, blah, blah, blah. None of that. So, I mean, I did get a job as a nanny, very well paid, got my own apartment, and just trying to live a life. But the apartment I got was in the same town I lived in. So it was seeing the same crowd. They were all doing the same shit, yet they were getting into some hard drugs. And I wasn't about that scene. There was something about me that I did not want to lose control. And when it came to any other type of drugs, I tapped out. I was like, no. First of all, I learned in a science class in college. And thank you to this teacher, because I don't even know if this is true, but to my mind at the time, it was true. So for that fact, and the fact that, like, yeah, I always need to be in control, I didn't want to touch coke. And it was on the scene in my friend circle. But a teacher at college let me know, if you do coke just once, any orgasm that you ever have, the O word, it will not be as satisfying or good ever. And I went, come again? You won't mess with my O's? Hell to the no. Hey, you want a bump? No. I like orgasms. And mine are fucking awesome. TMI. You want to dole down a God-given explosion in my body? No. Pass. You guys go have fun doing your coke. Can't be doing coke your whole entire fucking life, but you know what you can do your whole and fucking entire life? You can climax for the rest of your life. You ain't messing with that. And that's how my brain worked. As I do the nose thing. Nothing's ever been snipped up my nose. Nothing. I had a spaghetti come out of my nose once. Other than that, nope. I know. I would really like to see that teacher again and be like, you got to give that speech every year because you sold me. So yeah, that was on the scene. And then all of a sudden it became heroin. And I've had a lot of friends from high school pass because of that. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if just my personality just was like, I'm all set. Full disclosure, I've done acid. And yeah, you would think, whoa, that gets you out of control. But it was like a group thing we did. And it was in high school. And you did it like when you were like just knowing you were all together. And it kind of was like a bonding thing too. You all know that you're all tripping. You're all going to just stick together that whole night. Like the whole night. You don't go to sleep. And it wasn't until my last trip that I was like, never again, never again, never again. Got bad stuff. Thank God I got bad stuff. Because, oh boy. But, yeah. Not great to do that stuff when you're so young and your brain's still growing, all that stuff, but I'm just glad I never went any further. Okay, fine, I did ecstasy. I think I only did it twice, and to be honest, I never felt anything. You know, sometimes like your friends, like they were all, my friends would be like, can't stop with my jaw. I'd be like, it didn't do anything. Ecstasy was nothing. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just filled with it already. But yeah, I could have turned to some hard shit. It was always offered. And I had the money too at the time. And I had the sorrow and depression that I wanted to go away. But instead, I became reclusive, moved back in with my mom, and didn't want to talk to anybody, see anybody. It was mostly just wanting to shut off the world entirely. But we had our dogs. My mom had her dog. I had my dog. And that helped so much. That was my baby. A little 5-pound Yorkie. She went through a lot with me in life. And thank God I had her. That's why, like, when hearing that, you know, Kelsey's dog was checked off, wasn't written in the affidavit, but it was, a box was checked off. Yes, Kristen. Exactly. And that's been a work in progress too. And I think that's also why postpartum depression was inevitable to happen once I had my son. That anxiety, that the fear I constantly had, and it wasn't like at first it wasn't a bond of just like, love you, love you, love you. It was, holy shit, I got to do everything for this thing to just stay alive. And what if it doesn't? What if he's taken away from me too? Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. Da, 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 da. And then it was like, I couldn't even sleep. I felt like I had to like be doing everything because yes, I was breastfeeding and then he wouldn't latch. And then I had to exclusively pump. And that was so fucking depressing because I couldn't have that bond with him. I couldn't just snuggle in the nursery and rock and rock and rock. I could with a bottle, but there wasn't that closeness with, you know, the latching, and felt like I failed that. But yeah. Wow, Barry, thanks. Thanks, sir. I'm so dumb because I went to Dean College when actually it was the fucking smartest thing to happen for me in my circumstances. Because also my student loans weren't that large. I mean, yeah, I still had some student loans because I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to get financial aid to go to college. But I was myself able to pay off my student loans before the age of 35 or so. Because I stupidly, okay, Barry, you got this one up on me. I stupidly did not take the money that the class action suit won And I didn't just pay off my student loans. Number one, my family never had the talk about money. And when signing those student loans, when you're like 18 years old, you're just like, oh, I have to sign my name here to go to college. Okay. Not having the talk of like, no, you're taking out a loan and you're responsible for paying off that loan. And you want to pay it off in a timely fashion so that you don't incur debt to the percentage of the, oh God, the tax. Words. Okay, sorry, I was just reading something. APR, the paying back percentage of paying it back. The fastest you do, you don't incur more. I didn't know any of that shit. So, okay, Barry, I did not inform myself or care enough to even look at that stuff to know about adult things like that. And I think that's a very, very important talk that you need to have with children that are going to be going to college. And thankfully, my son, we're going to be paying for his college. If he wants to go to graduate school, he's going to have to pay for that on his own. We've got our system set up. But I came from a family that couldn't afford to pay for our college. It was up to us kids. Wow. So that's some of my life story. Cool, not, but once I get going, I can't stop, I guess. Me. All right, let's continue because we only got like, I don't even think it was a full minute into Barry's rant. Here we go.
But your behavior and how you treated people, how you tried to pin Meredith on the John Barron account. Don't you get what you've done to people yet? Are you that dense, Esty? Like you're this innocent person? You are far from an innocent person. Your behavior and how you treated people is why that account was set up. And that's why Jen Altman did the post on Nan. And that's why Nan got me involved. Because of you. No one else. Your behavior. That's why. That's why you're accountable. That's why you're culpable. Don't do the post apologizing. Don't do the post thanking me for my help. You'll find out what happens next. And this time, the people that you should really be concerned with.
Who?
You want to play games with the John Barron account?
No.
You really want to play games like you did 2 Fridays ago? I will make sure that it is more than pointed out on how you falsely pointed the finger not only at a politician, but put the identities of the Barron account at risk because of you.
Me.
I hope I've made myself perfectly clear.
Crystal.
Because we all know how you were acting at the courthouse towards others. We all know. The stories have been there for months. So don't try and spin this.
You mean
crap
the
back on
lies,
me.
Barry? The lies that you are believing now.
I hope I made myself clear. And don't you worry about Broyles and Altman and Christie and Dara and what they've done to me. They have already started to be handled.
Oh, have they? Would you?
But you
How? Tell me. Me?
started this shit.
I started this shit.
Get
Public
it done.
enemy
Do the
number
post.
one.
Tag Lynn, tag Nan, and apologize.
Oh, I think we did do this one already. Because I was like, Lynn? Who's Lynn?
Done here.
Who's done here?
Do the post.
Do the
Or
post.
you find out how much risk you've put people. Knowing that you lie to people. I'm not putting up with it anymore.
He's not putting up with it anymore. So I think we did hear that one before, or not? Or does he just always say the same things over and over again? I don't know. Woo, Barry. Barry. Barry? Who are you? I don't even know you, Barry. Apparently you know everything about me, Barry. Florida man. Yeah. Barry, you're a bit of a whack job, sir. You like to do voice notes to people you think you know everything about. I'm horrible at accents. But Barry, that's my Barry accent because you're just Florida man. You're Florida man, just doing Florida things, acting Florida crazy. What's this one?
And don't you worry about the other people that have betrayed me.
Oh.
You
Me.
are about to be in the spotlight if you don't correct the record regarding
The
how I
spotlight?
helped you and Nan regarding the Yes Read account and all the bullshit that the two of you
Bullshit.
decided to get me involved in. Have I made myself clear?
Crystal!
If you don't do the post,
Don't do the post.
you will never recover.
Recover. Oh!
Ever.
Never ever.
Because of the people you put at risk. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
I don't.
let me just put it this way,
I don't.
Esty.
What?
When you were at
When I was at?
that party
What party?
deciding to do what you did,
What did I do? What party? The party in my pants?
I'm done with you.
He's done with me. No, don't be done with me, Barry.
Correct the record, or you don't.
Correct the record.
I am not going to be shit on by you, by Lynn, or Nan.
Who's
anymore.
Lynn?
Have I made myself clear?
No.
You do
Tell me
correct the
more.
record, say thank you for helping you in June. Or you will see
I'll see.
what I will do this week.
Oh.
I am
What are you gonna
not playing this game with you three anymore.
3.
I'm done being shit on by all of you. Along with Broyles, Altman, Christy, Dara, and Tom CPU.
Oh, Tom CPU enters.
I hope I've made myself clear. I hold the receipts.
He's got
There's a
receipts.
reason why.
Reason
And
why.
the fact that none of you decided to actually do what was right and not betray me, you have until tomorrow morning.
TikTok.
I'm done being shit on by all of you.
Make a big fucking dump on him. He's so sick of us taking big, steamy, fat dumps right on his face. He's so sick of us shitting on him. Make the post by tomorrow. Thank me. Thank me for figuring out the SRE count. Or else I'll put you on the spotlight. Yes, please. Make sure to get my good side. Put me in the spotlight, Barry. Strike a pose. Over the shoulder. Put me in the spotlight, Barry. Put me in the spotlight. Welcome to me. I'm ready for my close-up. Barry Abuse Corner. Fun, 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 fun. Team fun, team fun. We are the Ducks, the mighty, mighty Ducks. Okay. Barry's new target is the one and only Turtle Boy. Let's go. Let's check it out. Check it out. My lumps, my lady lumps. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. All right. This one he's pinned because he wants everybody to see it. I pinned it to the top. Look at it. His account's name is 8 Months of Betrayal. Did you write anything else about it? No? Oh, look. New picture. New pic. Who this? Hey, Aiden. At Dr. Turtleboy, a.k.a. He's not that account. How many times I have to tell you? Whatever. Keep accusing him. You are having issues. 1. You were the only one caught lying about the Esther Reed account, targeting LaFario and covering up other attacks, including mine. Who cares? 2. The account Free Karen Reed 3, which he fucking loves, is not Kate Peter, aka Masshole Mafia. I did that reversed. Mafia Masshole. Isn't it Masshole Mafia though? Why is that reversed? Anyways. And I am never telling you who Free Karen Reed 3 is. We don't fucking care. So there's that. We don't care, Barry. So 4. Hey. 4. Cowboy Fan D is Dara. Oh, that's the one I was just going back and forth with. You fucking idiot. And since this is continuing, I am burning this now. The source of this is from Auntie Deb and Tiffy Toughnuts. FKA. Does he mean it? AKA Uncle Frank? Those are his sources, everybody. Cowboy Fan is not Dara. So, again, wrong. And then he posts some stupid post. 1 minute ago, we got a new post. From the mind of Barry Lewis, aka Florida Man. He writes, if you ever post or reply to me about me again, I will post everything with necessary reactions about you and the fake account from Washington or Oregon. Last time you were warned. Ooh. This, guys. Intense. Barry is warning more people. He's warning them all. Every single one of you that posts anything that Barry thinks is betrayal. Last time you were warned. He's going to call MSP. All right. So he's responding to his own post because nobody else wants to talk to him. And he's writing, this is me telling you, Aiden. Okay, so he's talking to Aiden. This is me telling you, Aiden, you better start leaving people alone and apologizing publicly to myself, Nan, and anyone else you choose to fuck with since June 25th, 2025. You are on thin fucking ice with me. You hear that, Aiden? You're on thin fucking ice with Barry Lewis of Florida. Someone liked it. One person. Out of 177 people, 177 poor souls that actually read this, one heart. Aiden, do you know what a continuing criminal enterprise is? No, please, Barry, please tell us, because we all really want to know. I am giving you 24 hours to do exactly what I just said you were going to do, or you are going to be the target of an investigation with you as the head of a continuing criminal enterprise, and it will be reported as such to each DA in the Commonwealth who needs to know. 165 poor souls read that, and one like. Barry, are you liking your own posts? And Aiden, aka Old Pat is dead. The information on Cowboy Fan blah, 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 is recorded and memorialized. He loves that word, memorialized. On Dara from Tiffany. She gave it to me because of the Wilbur post on August 7th, 2025. You should be ashamed of yourself. If it were me, I would love nothing to okay, here we go. Here is some threats. Barry's making threats. I would love nothing than to beat the fuck out of you. You are covering up your own lies and bullshit. And what is worse, asshole? That was the fucking weekend I was betrayed by you, Christy, Broyles, Jimmy, and anyone else you thought you decided to fucking talk to. There you go, Aiden. Barry's got some words for you. I don't even know. This takes a lot of energy out of me to even try to even be in his mindset. Oh, he's going after Kenny Bodden. Oh boy. Dedicating this to Kenny Bodden and blocking every follower of the new Lafario account since you, Linda, did not want to correct the record from last year on the Fifth Amendment exception that Nan was right about. Oh, you didn't want to correct it? So Kenny Bodden, which is Linda Bodden's husband, who actually has nothing to do with this. Oh, it's her account. Okay, so she's all right. Is that her middle name? Or maiden name? It's probably her maiden name. Okay. Belinda asks Barry, so you're back with Nan? Barry responds, I think you need to leave people alone. Belinda, Nan is fucking petrified of Barry. Could you blame her? This guy's unhinged. Unhinged. So he reported Richard Smith, and his report says Rick has a history of stalking and doxing minor children in fake accounts. Wow. You're accusing somebody that you don't even know and reporting that. And he retweets it with a quote about Richard Smith. If you ever post a reply to me or about me again, I will post everything with necessary reactions about you and that fake account from Washington. Did I already freaking read that one? Yes. Did. Now I know why he likes the me account, Free Karen Read 3, because it's the only one that like he talks to. That's Barry's only friend. Which, to me, the Free Karen Read 3 account really doesn't like Aiden. So my assumptions, in my opinion, I'm thinking that that account really got into Barry's mind and did some tricks to make him go after Aiden. I've seen it happen before. And it's kind of my prediction again. Yeah. Barry, nobody cares. You are talking to the ether. You are in an echo chamber in a storage unit, screaming at walls. You're fighting yourself is what you're doing. Ooh. Okay, that's exhausting though. Just to think how you live your life. Do you have a job though? I know that's like the thing that everybody like always tries to get one up on somebody by being like, don't you have a job? But seriously, like, he's on X all the time, like 24/7, and just spewing all this stuff. I really wonder, like, what his house looks like. Like, we did see it on a stream once. But yeah, it's... Sorry, just caught something. What is this? Oh. Woo! Yes, he went on Erica's stream and his background. He was like, excuse the mess. And then his roommate, I guess his roommate used to be his girlfriend and they're not together anymore. But dude, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to make light of all of this too because it's good morning, Jax. It's just, number one, I'm kind of making evidence or putting the evidence out there of what I have been dealing with myself with Barry. I know that other people have had their own experiences with him, especially the spamming of our DMs when he would just, you wouldn't even like write back to him. Sometimes I would, just out of courtesy, politeness. But it was nonstop. Like, what do you want me to do with that? It just, I don't know. Yes, I need to make a video. Just, I mean, Barry, I'll shoot you a link. Come on here. Entertain us, sir. It's pretty fucking entertaining. I cannot take you serious at all anymore. You make threats every single day. Your threats mean nothing. Because you threaten all the time to call this person, that person. I'm suing you. You're being sued. You're getting charges. Nothing ever happens. Bananas. Hey, Barry, did you know I could spell? You're so dumb with your Dean College education. Are you using your education, Barry? I just doxed my own husband. Barry's not my husband. I didn't mean it like that. Anywho, Barry Lewis, please. Let's see what else is going on. So yes, the boy, the 8-year-old boy, Callahan, he was found. And that is wonderful news. It's sad all around because he was left with a babysitter, and let's check out what TMZ's up to. And now it's like, will those parents ever feel safe with, you know, leaving their children alone? Ooh, okay. So on about the Taylor Frankie, I mean, since it's something we have brought on this stream, I guess we're just going to continue with it. And share a little bit of what good old Harvey from TMZ wants to share with us. So let's check it out. Boom, boom, boom. Check it out.
Today on TMZ. Okay, well, Reacher star Alan Ritchson had body cam on. Out of your mind. This is true, pure
That's not
Guinness Most Macho.
It just shows two men behaving like big children. You see Ronnie Taylor, the neighbor, standing in the middle of the road. You hear Alan say,
I should have run you over, dude.
and then he goes towards him, starts revving the engine.
Like, vroom, vroom.
Thank you. We know what revving means. Taylor Frankie Paul had a meltdown on the set of The Bachelorette. She was filming a date, and he brings up her domestic violence incident.
So basically, this guy did the research or watched Mormon Wives because it was on it. People are blaming ABC. You know whose fault this really is? Bachelorette fans.
Oh, wow.
Are you sure you want to have this take? You're never going to be able to go to Pilates class or Starbucks.
Mariah Carey out at Erewhon shopping by herself.
Look at her outfit to go to Erewhon.
Was the place closed off? It wasn't closed off because
Stars, they're just like us. They go grocery shopping. Looking like that.
there were definitely customers in there who went up to her, and one guy asked, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "I don't know."
Okay. I don't know. I just kind of wandered in here. Is this where you get food?
John Mellencamp getting in shape for his tour. The problem is he cannot give up his cigs.
It feels like the world is kind of ending a little bit, and that kind of makes you lean into doing whatever you want to do.
What if you live that way and it turns out when you die, the world's still moving along?
I think you just got to do what you want to do in the moment, and I do. I actually enjoy my job. And if I didn't enjoy my job, I wouldn't be here.
What's your favorite part? The sleepy part?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of perks.
Bum, bum. All right. The motorcycle thing.
Starts with
Oh,
is a body
not a big view. Okay, let's watch the boys fight. Go boys, go boys.
That's Reacher star Alan Richson's body cam footage of the altercation he had with his neighbor over reckless speeding in the neighborhood.
So it turns out that that contraption you see on Alan Richson's chest is a body cam. It shows the whole interaction where he has this fight. It starts with he's riding up with his two kids. So you see him standing in the middle of the road, blocking his way. Ronnie Taylor is trying to block him from passing.
Alan lays his bike down and they get into it.
You kidding me, bro? What?
And Alan is actually the one who shoves first, and he shoves Ronnie to the ground. And they're getting into it. They're fighting back and forth. They're hurling expletives.
Because you be driving a neighborhood like lunatic. I should have run you over, dude. And then Alan gets back on his bike and starts revving his engine. Like, vroom, vroom. Very good. Do you know what sound a cat? Get out of your mind.
I was talking to my family last night. Everybody's split down the middle on this. Who's at fault here?
Oh, I think Ronnie was within his rights, man. I relate to Ronnie.
They both were acting like jerks.
Ronnie could have handled it better, but Alan shouldn't be speeding in a residential.
Kids in the street, and you know they're playing. Why are you going over 40 miles an hour? I live in a neighborhood street with
invest in
shopping by herself.
relevant.
Within her country.
Hey, anybody.
Oh,
No, guy asked.
You need to just calm down.
Hey, stop. Newly released police body cam video from the night Taylor Frankie Paul was arrested for domestic violence. It follows the video we obtained, which led to the cancellation of Taylor's season of The Bachelorette, and it turns out this all came up during filming.
Taylor Frankie Paul had a meltdown on the set of The Bachelorette while she was filming a one-on-one date.
Sources tell us contestant Casey Hutz asked her about the arrest to see if she'd learned or grown from it. She got upset and stormed off the set.
So basically, this guy did the research. Or watched Mormon walk.
Okay, so you know, I was like, oh, these guys are not going to get their 5 minutes of fame, blah, blah, blah. Casey comes in. Oh, Team Brittany. Long time no see. Thank you for popping in. I hope you come back more or not, but just you popping in just to say hi and give a like means everything. Thank you so much. Miss you. Yeah, ouch. All right, but the commentary to this, can I just press play? No. I have to go to the screen. Okay. Yeah, so this guy, by being like a whistleblower or whatnot, like he's getting his 5 minutes in, and his eyes weren't too shabby. I mean, tell me more about this guy. Team Brittany. Tell me more about this guy.
Because it was on it.
Why would you bring that up on a date, though?
If you're thinking of marrying somebody, you want to say, so do you generally do this when you get mad? So she didn't want this to be part of the story whatsoever.
Yeah, well, you want reality TV, it ain't all a freaking fairy tale. Which brings us back to the video.
When the cop comes up, you can hear them screaming through the house.
Stop! Hey, what's going on?
Oh my
gosh.
Nothing. Can I
Nothing.
get my phone, please? Yeah, I got my phone from him. Can I grab my phone?
I don't have your phone, Taylor.
Then where is it?
I just threw it at me.
And throughout the video, Dakota is defending.
Where's my phone? Like, I just want my phone. Nothing's happening. I just want my phone. Okay.
Taylor.
She's not doing okay in life. She's struggling right now. She's going through a lot.
Hey?
It's my house. Yeah.
Taylor, okay?
No, Taylor, okay.
Hey.
Get out of my house. Dakota.
What about the, all the metal chairs here and, the
I hear about it. I hear about it.
time you're going to be placed under arrest
Why?
for domestic violence?
You're shocked by that?
Objectively speaking, he's a victim.
Sure, but he
You're a
pushed me
suspect.
too, and I'm a girl.
Right, and then you'll have...
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Sure, he pushed me too, and I'm a girl. You're a grown woman with children. You're not a little girl. You're throwing the girl card. Come on. And you're a mother. You're a mother, for Christ's sake. You're throwing stools? And at your own daughter? I mean, you weren't aiming for her. She wasn't your target. But collateral damage was your daughter. But I'm a girl. Bitch, please. We do not claim her. Right, women? We do not claim Taylor Frankie Paul.
Time in court to talk about those things.
And the following week, detectives show up to confiscate one of the bar stools Taylor threw at Dakota as evidence.
Like, you guys looking at this, like, is it super bad?
Is it super bad? Well, no one's dead.
So there's your silver line.
Well, no one's dead. Is that how it has to be super bad? Is that someone has to die? That's your threshold. That's your scale. It's not even that bad. Please stay in Utah. And no, please, everybody, make an example out of this unhinged little girl who, yeah, didn't she also just go and cry to daddy too? Like she was calling her dad?
We suppose. Let's go ahead and call it a day.
Yikes!
The internet.
The internet. The internet has nothing more to say about that. Guys. Yikes. So there's more to the story. They're still defending her, and they're part of the problem too. Oh, of course they're defending her. Freaky fans. That's what it is. It's freaky fans. And once you're a fan, you just feel like that person can do no harm. And that's bad too. Oh boy. Let's see what we got. Oh, so our DA, the one that charged Officer O'Malley with manslaughter, he is getting some pushback. Speaking of, let's go check on the GoFundMe for his family. Because that speaks its own volume. The power of people. So it's now up to 478,178. Wonder if there's any updates. No updates. Wow. Oh, make sure to like. And I figured it out myself how to do memberships. All by myself. Nobody helped. So, if you are inclined, enter passcode. Somebody hacking. Why do you have to do that? Don't be reading my DMs. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Because sometimes I just go right on like I did today. And you just never know. Let's check out. What I am intending to do with, we'll look at that in a little bit. Memberships is once I have enough that I feel like there's a good crowd. It doesn't have to be a huge crowd or anything, but I would like to Lawyer, is live. Hold on. Oh, he's going over it from the beginning. Focus. Another member. Oh, yay, it's Kristen. Welcome to Mighty Ducks. We are the Ducks, the mighty, mighty Ducks. Woo, woo. Yeah, enough members. I'm going to share my behind the scene pictures and videos of the Karen Read trial part 2. Because I got a few of those, a few that I have not shared. Oh, speaking of, so we can do this. We can continue to share pictures because I was going over like the history of like my Facebook, because it was basically just all free Karen Read stuff. And what we yay. So welcome new member. I have 2 members. Always super exciting for my small itty bitty channel. Hopefully it just grows and grows and grows. I am taking it slow and steady and just having fun, team fun. All right, so I posted a donation I made. Always posting that was just to encourage others to do the same. Showing like, it matters. And you get a thank you, blah, blah, blah. So this is from a screenshot, I believe, that Boston Mike took of me on the bullhorn being my quirky self, as you guys like to say now instead of calling me weird. And I think I was just asking Maura Healy, like, come on out from your quiet and cozy office, because we'd like to talk to you. We got some questions. We have a citizen of Massachusetts being framed for murder. And there is the crowd. That was the first standout that we did. So it went from me doing a solo standouts at the State House. Then we got a crowd of, I don't know, how many is there? Is there 25 of us there or so? And then I went down with, we got Susan, Rich the Duck King, Allison, and Jen. We went down for justice for Sandra Birchmore. This was over when, I believe this was when he was first arraigned there. Matthew Farwell, down at the federal building, the Moakley building, with my favorite sign. The Karen Read was framed by law enforcement. Sandra Birchmore was murdered by law enforcement, and Just Don Root was executed by law enforcement. D.A. Morrissey buried it all. What the fuck? This one I had no idea someone took. And this was at our large standout at the State House, like our biggest crowd that was there. And it rained. That's why I have like a protection over my sign. But when I saw this posted, I was like, holy shit, like what the fuck am I doing? But I was like, I need to just crop that. And then this one it blew up for the antis as well. Somebody took this and like changed the frame on it to say like whatever they wanted to say, like something insulting to me, something insulting to Karen. And then they took me and they just took how you can do that. You can just take the body and the sign, and then they put me on the moon. Oh my God. Hey, you got to give it to them sometimes, clever. Yes, that's a small picture. I wish maybe there's more yeah, in the comments, like Scott McGinnis, haha, where's Waldo? I mean, where's Esty? Because there was a large crowd. And that was on the 22nd. And then on the 25th, I just had to get back down there again by myself. Instead of arguing with people on X, I just sometimes was like, I'm just going down there. I'm just going to go down to the State House with my sign. And see what I can do. Just do anything rather than sitting inside. Same day, flipped around my sign, had to take a selfie. If you don't take a selfie, it never happened. And this is our state representative. I had a coffee hour with him. And I talked to him about the case. This is also when I had the conversation with him about the Senate passing the bill to have our state auditor, Diana D. Zigliago. Oh, I always mess up her name. Diana D. This was when I was having the conversation with him when he was like, yeah, as soon as that hits the floor, it's getting vetoed. I was like, shut up. I was like, yep. I was like, Jesus, all the work that we did, like to actually collect signatures. I collect signatures here in Boston, pass those in. And that's what you have to do to get anything on the ballot for voters to vote on. You got to collect those signatures. It's just like a process. So we went ahead and did that. And what did someone just post? Okay. I thought they were saying not guilty. I was like, it came back. Ugh. So yeah, that was frustrating. To hear that from him, and because of all the work, and then it got onto the ballot, and then voters voted yes. But even when you vote yes, it has to go to the Senate floor to be passed. Guess what? The people that were going to be audited didn't want to be. The legislature didn't want to be audited. Riddle me that. So she's still fighting that. And these are my friends, state troopers, that whenever I was down at the Massachusetts State House, at least one would come out just to chat with me, say, what's up? What's going on? How you doing? You're back out here, blah, blah, blah. Always sweet, always nice. And I think on this day, they were actually having an induction ceremony for the new colonel, Colonel Noble. Is that correct? And so I actually went in to see like if I could actually watch that. And I don't even know if it's called induction. I just used that word. The signing in, yeah, I think you catch my gist. But I've always been friendly with the state troopers. Whenever seeing them, the kind ones and the ones over at the Dedham Superior Courthouse, even though on Purple Kool-Aid's spaces about me over the summer, Meredith likes to say that I was completely rude to them and she was embarrassed to be around me. She just happened to see one time where I like called them out because I almost got hit by a car crossing the street, and they usually are kind enough to make sure vehicles aren't coming. And yeah, almost getting hit by a car and then seeing that the state troopers are just there shooting the shit, not paying attention. My adrenaline was going. I was like, holy crap. And I was like, guys, you weren't going to help? And I get in the courthouse and I see Mr. Reed and I let him know. And I was like, and I had to say something. I was like, guys, like, I almost got hit by a car. Like, where's the courtesy here? And he thought it was a riot. I you know, she was just picking at whatever she could pick at to spin, make sound worse than it was. Oh, yes. Okay, so Tom wrote, I guess somebody went down there and saw Newsbreak did a story about the new MSP colonel being sworn in at the State House. Happy to see they put in a little piece about Karen Reed. Because they saw me there. Troopers' crude text messages were read aloud. The stand widely watched Karen Reed murder trial. A Karen Reed supporter was outside the State House on Friday with a Free Karen Reed sign as Noble and other state police walked in for the ceremony. I sure was there. See? You never know. And I had no idea that Colonel Noble was being like sworn in that day. But for some reason, I needed to be out there. Not for some reason, like I just did. I would just go out and do solo standouts. And look, a reporter saw me and wrote about it. Because we were everywhere. It was important to be everywhere. It was important to keep it out in the news, out in the forefront. We needed to raise money for that defense fund. So anything that I could do, leave site, no, cancel. Jesus, I didn't mean to press that button. This was my post to Chris Albert. I'm not even going to go through it, but I don't know. I just wrote, like, I grew up as the proud daughter of a respectable and honest leader. He served on the town council, school committee, and finance committee. He was a volunteer with our town's youth service program and housing partnership program. He was a member of the Republican town committee, was a youth soccer coach for many, many years, enthusiastically filled the role as Santa at town holiday functions every year. He was one of the most active people to serve our town. He would have never spoke the way you have to your constituents, let alone human beings. My late father was a role model to many and has never been seen in a picture flipping the bird, telling people he would beat them up and down the pavement, call women losers while secretly filming them, and so on. You know why? Because he wasn't just a respected man of a town. He was a father to children that looked up to him for guidance in this world. Being a father was his most cherished role. Every time I'm at a Karen Reed standout, I think of him. And as I'm holding our signs for causes he felt passionate about and taught me about along the way, I hold dear those memories and teaching he gifted me. I'm sorry you chose not to do the same in the roles you hold or held. We all witnessed how you behave in front of your children and other young adults. It infuriates me to know that your town leaders in power still allow you to have a position that requires integrity and trust, none of which you have or earned, in my opinion. This is a slap in the face to honorable, kind men that sit on respectable boards like my father did. Oh, wow, I went hard. A decent man would step. Yeek. I guess I was feeling it that day. Oh, now I know why. It was his anniversary of his passing. 24 years on the 24th. So it's been 26 years. Or is it going to be 26 years? Woo! Oh, this was my first live stream I was invited to go on. So Resistant to Silence asked me to go on their stream on October 23rd. This badass YouTube couple and my friends, I thought, asked me to hang out and yap it up on their show. Immediately said yes. Love me some Tracy and Dana. Oh, and there we are. This, I believe, was for the Duck King Richie, my friend Richie. We all showed up for him. We got you, Richie. He caught charges for witness intimidation and littering for the rubber ducks. And this is when I was at the Massachusetts State House again, and I saw Carl Dougal. Had to take a selfie if it didn't happen. October 28th. And there he is in his car. He drove by. I'm like, hey, Carl. And this is when I joined my friends John Cuomo. We have Neil inside that duck and Boozy Beauty. And we walked in the parade at the Canton Parade, Halloween parade, and it was fun. We were just showing that ducks aren't intimidating and just having fun with it. I'd say I'm independent, though. I like to keep an open mind. I don't want to be set in stone with certain things, but I grew up with a Republican father for sure. And I believe he wanted his children to be that as well. But for me, it's not about the party for me. It's about the certain policies, and it's difficult. I'm not hugely into politics. It gets ugly sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, so that is down the road of a little bit of my Facebook. We'll share the rest for another time. But going down memory lane, it's a roller coaster of emotions for sure. Getting out there, doing the things, all the things that you can do, participating, showing up, giving your time and energy into something you're truly passionate about. And everybody did their part. Everybody did their part. No one did more than the next. Unlike a popular opinion, when it comes to the Free Karen Reed community, unpopular opinion, don't come for me. Aiden Carney did the most, and he sacrificed the most. That's an undeniable fact, whether you like him or not. You got to give it to him. Yeah, that's all I'll say. All right, I don't have any of my toys to play with. I don't know why the media assets, they're not showing it. Something funky had happened this morning. I think I just went on so fast. I was actually in the shower, and I was just like, dude, I should be like, because I was watching almost the Kelsey thing starting, the trial starting, and I was like, I'm just going to pop it on my own. Let's get that Grift going. So, because I knew I couldn't go on tomorrow. We got a ladies' lunch tomorrow. So I won't be seeing you until Monday. But yeah, so did it. Came on, said hi, grifted. Got to hang with my faves, my mighty ducks. Got 2 members Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Oh, yay, it's Kristen. Kristen and Karen, my two lovely Ks. Mwah! Thank you for becoming my first 2 members. I won't ever forget you. It's huge. It's huge in my book. All right, guys. All right, mother duckers. I'm going to sign off. Yeah, it's 12:03 now. I don't know. How long has the judge been deliberating? Is he using ChatGPT, do you think? Do you think he's typing it up? Or do you think he's writing it freehand? We'll just have to see. So whatever happens, I just think whatever happens, it's all in the judge's hand. He is the judge of the facts and the evidence. I just pray for that baby. I pray for her son. And for Maverick, Chelsea's doggy. I'm glad to hear that they're together again. And let's just hope it all works out for the best and that everyone involved puts the needs of that child first. Of that baby. He's just one. Think about that child. Put away your hate. Put away trying to one up somebody. Because it's that child that's going to suffer the most. You wanting to hurt her, her wanting to hurt him. The child doesn't win in a situation like that. You both brought him into this world. You both are responsible for him, his emotional stability, his physical world. If you loved him as much as the thought of him being on this planet, you would put aside all of this anger, all of this animosity, and put his needs first. A child needs both parents. And I guess it's going to be left up to the family courts. I just hope and pray that truth is brought before the family court judge, probate court, so that he can make the right decisions. Don't bring lies. Don't bring exaggerations. Think of the child. It's Thursday. We are waiting for the Kelsey Fitzsimmons verdict. We're on verdict watch. Pop on over to whatever YouTube channel you want to further moving forward, whatever fills your fancy. Because I'm signing out. I'm just watching the clock tick and it's at like an uneven number, 2:54. I'm like, do I got 6 minutes in me to make it an even 3? I'll just sign off because I'm out. I'm done. Coffee's gone. No, it's not. Half coffee, half protein shake. Quest. 170 calories and 40 grams of protein. It's like my own cappuccino? Espresso? Espresso. I don't know those terms because I don't buy those things at the coffee shop. If I get a coffee somewhere, it's always black. And then hopefully they have Truvia or Splenda, because I don't like to drink my calories. Call me all the names in the world that you want, but for me, I'd rather eat my calories. That's where I get my satisfaction. So anything that I drink, besides this, because this is my snack. In between breakfast and lunch, got to have a snack. Because every 3 to 4 hours, you should be eating something or getting some sort of calories in to keep your metabolism going. I know some people do those fasts. Fasting can be good. But day to day, if you're not doing fasting, it's every 3 to 4 hours to get your metabolism going. But I'm not a nutritionist, just a personal trainer. But what works for me has been this. 4 minutes goes by really slow. Hello, Bob. Bob, did you drive by SD Avenue at all lately? Tell me, Bob, when's the last time you drove by SD Avenue in Canton? Pop it in the chat. Yes? You drove by? When? Today? Yesterday? Yesterday. Now tell me, Bob, did you think of me? When you saw that sign, did you think of your girl, Esty? Yes or no? Press the buttons. Y, E, S, send. Oh, of course, Esty. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I think somebody took a picture of that before and sent it to me. I need to look through my phone and find that, use that somehow. Because isn't that fitting that it's actually SD Avenue in Canton? Cool beans. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, it's called SD Way. I was calling it SD Ave. SD Ave has a ring to it. SD Way. SD's way. My way or the highway. Guys, I can't even play the Feeding the Ducks for you. I don't have any of my media assets to play with. Oh, well. You know what we're going to end with? Oh, pinned to the top of the chat is, I know I said this at the beginning, but pinned to the top is my girl Christy's new X handle, because they're always getting her. They're always getting her, trying to silence her because she speaks so many truths about the bad guys. And the bad guys, they need to stop that stuff. But she has a new handle and it's pinned to the top. So if you are on X, you brave souls, you click on that and follow it. And so her last post, I believe this was a post, not a reply. She's alerting all of us. She has alerts on. And she says, I haven't even read it. I just saw the word Barry and I'm like, you got tea on Barry? Or you got something to say about Barry? Let's do it. Word on the street is when Barry opens a 6-pack of soda, he doesn't cut the plastic for the ducks. So fitting. Chrissy, are you watching? You wrote that for me. I love you. Oh, she's my fucking girl. I call the feds. There's going to be a Senate Judiciary hearing on the matter. I know, people. This matters. Christy! Bow, 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 girl. You get all the bows. Oh my God. And then someone writes back, also feed them. And then they tagged me. Boom. That's the way you end a stream. Love it. Here. Showing it. Focus. Focus. Don't focus on me. Focus on the phone. Focus. 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 Doing it. Can we do it? Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm done. I'm out. I'm peacing. I'm done doing this. Stretch. All right. So we're on deliberation watch. Let's go play whatever vice we want to go play with while we wait. Whatever you want to do. Maybe I'll see you on somebody else's stream, popping in the chat here and there. But you guys, thank you so very, 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 very fucking much for being here with me. Replay crew, love you too. Make sure to leave a comment after you watch. We have starred. Okay. Yeah. It's been a big day. A lot of streamers streaming. I'm just joining in on the grift, gotta do it. When you see money flying around, you gotta grab after it. I am a business woman doing it, getting her done. All right. So that's it for me. I will see you on Monday. Because like I said, girls' lunch tomorrow. All right. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Mwah, 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 mwah. All the kisses in the world. And I'll see you next time. Be good to each other. Love each other. But love yourself more. All right. Love y'all. Bye. There's no outro. So bye. I love you. Long live Esther Reed.